All right, so to explain kind of how I think through lighting, and this might be different from how you do, but let you guys know at least how I think about this. So I'm thinking about all of the surfaces that are first facing the light source, okay? And that means breaking these things down into their basic shapes again, okay? So even things like hair, you're thinking like, well, that's not a basic shape. How can I figure out how to, some kind of basic shape for that? Well, break it up into sections. And if you think about, so like this part is really sort of a big sphere, right? Or part of not a sphere, a cylinder, kind of a flat cylinder. This area here, again, you could say this is a kind of a squatty cylinder. Here's another cylinder going this way. Here's one bending back the opposite way. Even this little section back here, you could think of that as part of a big sphere, So here's a cylinder here. And even things as big as faces, generally speaking, kind of the whole front side. If this, again, was a curved surface, we're going to have more light on the top. Legs and arms and hands and fingers, those are really obvious cylinders. But I always just think of things in terms of which planes of those objects are facing the light source, okay? And I've done a pretty extensive YouTube video on this, but I'll give you guys one more kind of trick here. Taking her hair, for example, all right? So let's take this cylinder shape right here, okay? Now, if the light's coming from the top, it's generally going to be through here, right? If this was just a cylinder. You're going to have an area of it that's brighter, and then as it gets further and further turning away from the light, it's going to get dimmer and dimmer. If you take this cylinder, and let's turn it on its head for a second. And let's say that we're looking at the end of it, okay? So like, I'm gonna put an X on this surface, and we're just looking at the cylinder for right now. Let's turn all this off for a second. So if this is our cylinder shape, okay, and here's the X. So let's look at it straight on like this. Tangent lesson. Bouncing light's a hard thing to kind of wrap your head around, okay? So what I say is make it easy. Make it something like a bouncing ball. So if we have one of those, we called them super balls when I was a kid, that are super bouncy, right? Well, if we drop this ball and it hits the top of this cylinder, what's going to happen? Okay, it's mostly going to bounce back in this direction, right? Now, if we start dropping it over here, it's going to kind of start bouncing off, right? It's going to bounce off in this direction. Sorry, I accidentally changed my ball. So again, at the top, it's going to mostly bounce back in the direction that it came from, if we're talking about gravity here. But as we get closer to these edges, it's going to start bouncing off this way. Like if you were to get on the very edge, it's going to bounce way down here. And this works the same way with light. You can think of light bouncing in the same way. Most of it is going to bounce in the direction that it came from. And as you go around that edge, you're going to see less and less of it because less and less of it's being reflected, okay? So that's what I'm thinking when I'm deciding where I'm going to put these shadows, or where to put these lights. So I'm going to make a new layer. We'll put it above the shadows, under the ink still. We're going to clip this one too, just for the sake of making it easy. So again, just click it, hit clipping mask, and we'll also rename it to direct light, because this is really what this is. And the last thing I'm going to do is change the blending mode. Okay, so right now it's on normal. I'm going to come in and change it. Now there's a lot of different ways to do this. I'm going to use add mode. Okay, in Photoshop and Clip Studio, I think this is called linear dodge, I think. But I'm going to set it to that for these purposes today. And let's just try like a very saturated orangey color. See what that looks like. I'm just kind of trying this out. I think I like it. All right. Now, on the brush this time, in this particular brush mode, and I mean not necessarily with other modes, if you're screen or light or hard light or something else, you don't necessarily have to do this, but in linear dodge or in add mode, I'm going to use a very low opacity brush, okay, because a little goes a long way here, okay. If I turn it all the way up, you can see it gets very, very bright and kind of oversaturated, overexposed almost. So I'm taking this down to like 20-25%, something like that. And I'm going to start laying this in here. I'm just thinking about all of the surfaces that are facing the light. And I'm just going to kind of smooth this out with the blending brush again. I can use the eraser too to cut into this if I want to add a harder edge. Again, using the eraser to cut in a little bit harder there. And I'll end up doing some more highlights on this too, but for now this is going to work for us. And I'll show you guys another trick too. If you want to add some soft edges to things, you can choose the lasso tool, and in Procreate, the newest version, they have a feature called Feather. Photoshop has this too for things like the lasso tool. And if you make a selection with it and close it, you'll see that right along the edge, the edge has kind of a fade to it instead of being like a hard edge like it is most of the time. Then I can use the eraser to get it out from under the eyebrows if I want. Just another idea. I'm going to go ahead and save this swatch too right over here. That orange color we're using so I can grab it later. So flats are still set as reference, so even though I'm on the direct light layer, I can still go to my selection tool, make sure it's set to automatic, and select the skin. Now I can go back to my direct light layer and start painting some of this in. I'm just using a soft brush this time and just changing the size if I want to make a harder edge on it. A little bit more of a highlight on the nose. Right, now I'm going to use that freehand lasso. Again, I'm going to put like 15% feather in here. Kind of select her forehead. Soft brush, kind of let that fall in there. A little bit more at the top. For right now in Procreate, you have to keep changing the feather every time. I don't know why it does that, but that's what it's doing. So back to my freehand, back to my feather, set it at about 10 or 15. And there's a shape on the face that kind of does this. There's a plane of the face that kind of makes that shape. I'm just lightly kind of laying this in, a little bit brighter at the top. And even here, this sticks out a little bit more. So again, just very lightly, and see the feather change back to 0 again. I hope they fix this in a patch soon. But that little area of the upper lip kind of comes out from the rest of it. So again, just very subtly making it brighter there, but not too much. That even might be too much. Let's try this again. Make sure our feather is set again. And again, just a little bit brighter there, but not much. Also adding some more on the nose there. I want to do a little bit more on the cheek here. Some of this that splashed over into the ear I can erase. All right, we'll continue with the lighting in the next lesson.